Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your f***ing cloud, it be raining out, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
What is good, people? What is good? It's your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero, back at it again. And we are back with another episode of Future Financial Strategies. Actually, this is going to be a reissue episode that I thought, with everything that's going on right now, we needed to have a little chat, family. One of my episodes, and this is still my early days, but I learned a hard lesson, and one of my episodes that I did got taken down, and I think it's a twofold. So firstly, I used to use screen recordings before we started expanding on the platform, thanks to the donations from the family, the tribe, the dog pack. I was doing screen recordings and just talking over them. And me and my ignorance, I used a screen recording for that specific video that was just walking around Kansas City, where I live. It was somebody else's screen recording, and they struck the video down. I don't know that they watched the video. I don't know how YouTube's algorithm works. Obviously, I am still early in my content creation journey, so I don't know that I've necessarily grabbed any of the attention that would substantiate getting my video taken down, but I think it was partially in the naming. Now, the name of this episode is The 5 Tenets of the Financial Red Pill. I've redone this. I wanted to re-update it. I wanted to re-upload it because this conversation is important, and I didn't want that video to be lost. So now that we have the new way that we're streaming, the new way that I'm doing my videos, I'm going to do this video with just me, you guys, and Deadpool having the conversation. Now, the reason I call it the Financial Red Pill is, like with all red pills, it is a realization of the state of affairs we have found ourselves in, the nature of how things are running both in the US and abroad from a financial perspective, which is where most of my angles are coming from. Because I think I've been saying for a decade now, ever since I got into crypto, that some bad stuff was coming. Well, the bad stuff is finally starting to be here. It's a little bit later than I was projecting, but it's here and it's happening. It's blatant at this point. So we're going to go through and I'm going to break down each of the points of my 5 tenets for being financially red pilled. We'll start with the first one. No one is coming to save you. I want you to let that sink in, because it's not going to happen. No one's coming. No one's coming. No one's coming. That's the reality of the situation. We're not playing a game that was set up for us to win in the first place. a lot of people run on hope that, maybe one day things will get better, or I'll fix this when I get more money. I had a conversation the other night that people are valuing their income over being able to manage the money, even though we live in a society right now where people are living paycheck to paycheck, making six figures. Supposedly high value. That's the high value marker. They're making six figures. I'm making under six figures, and I'm plotting out how to get a second house, and you are making six figures and you're living paycheck to paycheck. But apparently that's more important than knowing how money works. I don't know. Like me and the second property, I'd be doing pretty good. My net worth's growing every month. I'm not seeing that. And that's going to be a whole different breakdown episode, because I have a different perspective on the focus on just income and nothing else versus actually having good, sound financial principles and being able to manage money. Which that is probably going to be the next episode. Most likely. We're going to actually start doing a deep dive. I think I'm going to probably do a financial red pill video series where we'll break this down. That are a couple of topics that satellite this. But the most important thing is no one's coming to save you. No one's going to drop money in your lap. You're most likely not going to win the lottery. A high value man's not going to decide to marry you and then make you a housewife. Most likely not happening. You're not, you can't even guarantee that your job is going to do right by you at this point. Like it's fend for self. Dog eat dog. We are in competition. Which, this is going to be 6 now. This is going to be 6. So tenet number 2, we are competing. We are in competition. If you are getting a paycheck, if you are, this list is expanding as we speak. I'm going to update that in the title. We'll have a little fun with it, but you are in competition. If you are collecting a paycheck, if you are going to work, you are competing for those funds. We need to realize that this is a competition. Not everybody wins competitions. That doesn't mean that everybody loses competitions, but we have hierarchies. There are winners. There are losers. There's no utopia. The system that we currently live in does not function as a utopia. Everybody's not a winner. Everybody doesn't get to have the same things. Those who work harder will have more. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Those who work smarter and know how money works and work hard will have more. Because poor people work just as hard, if not harder, than rich people. They just don't know what to do with the money, or they're working hard at the wrong things. Tenet number 3. The government is not your friend. Now, I understand that some of you will digress and think that the government is your friend, but they're not. Even those of you who are getting free stuff from the government, what's the cost of that? You can't progress. If you're on assistance, there's income thresholds. They're very low. You're not supposed to have anything. You can't own stuff. Can't own a car. Can't own property. You're positioning yourself to be subsistent on this system for forever. You're a leech. They need you to leech so that they can control you, so that they can control your vote. Most people right now are begging for Biden to forgive their student loans because they made bad financial decisions and got basket weaving degrees to go get jobs that make $40,000 a year. I hope you enjoyed your time at school. I hope it was fun. But you're making less than me and I didn't go to school, which means that you're worth less than me. Your net worth is less than mine. It's probably negative. My net worth's positive. That's not to say that everybody made that terrible of a financial decision, but a lot of people do because it was pushed upon us. It was pushed upon everybody that I went to school with. I was the dumb guy because I didn't. And, we're comparing balance sheets now. It is what it is. Like you can't get out of that debt. That's a program implemented by the government. Not only that, the Fed at present, since this updated list, said that they want I think it was 1.2 million of you not working. Interesting. in order to bring down inflation. So some of you guys are going to lose your jobs and have to stay home, and then you're going to be in a really bad situation because you're not going to be working. The government is not your friend. And these are tenets that I believe you need to ingest or at least need to be abreast of if you're going to compete in this economy that we're a part of. Tenet number 4. This is for my older ones, my older friends out there. You old heads, the old cats, the old guard, you old lions. Cash is trash. If you are holding large abundance of cash, that's not a good spot to be in. It's not a good spot to be in. You are losing buying power by the second, by the minute, by the hour, by the day. What you could buy just 5 years ago, if you've been holding a cash amount for 5 years, you can buy an order of magnitude less. You're noticeably eating up your buying power. So now when you're ready to move with that cash, it is not as usable as it was when you initially got it. Oh, we're about to move up to 7. So now it's grown into the 7 tenets of the crypto red pill. Because this one is important to me. It's important. And I'm just realizing it as I'm sitting here reciting these for you. I think the original list, I tried to condense it down, and there's some of these things that need to be in here. So we're at 4. So the new number 5 is credit is a tool that it should be used to build wealth, not buy things. You're better off buying your vacation, saving up the extra money, and buying your vacation with your cash than putting that in debt. What you should do with debt is buy assets. I'm going to repeat that back. You should not finance your vacations and your things. You should only finance assets. And the reason I say that is because when you finance your vacation or your thing or your trinket or your Gucci belt, that doesn't appreciate in value. Now, you might be able to finance a Rolex. Like if you're in the watch game and you know about watches, shout out Uncle Charles Wallingford. If you're in that game, you could finance that because it goes up. Just make sure you don't damage it. Make sure you don't bust it down. I know that much. I know nothing else about watches. Outside of like Rolexes. I know Rolex. Petit Philippe. I think Uncle Charles said that to me one time, and it meant something, and it was supposed to be expensive. So those are the 2 things I know about watches. I'm not in the watch game, but you should finance assets exclusively if at all possible. If you are going to have to finance a thing, a tangible, I would recommend only doing it within a certain window. I would recommend setting up parameters that are, good market parameters where you don't have to worry about losing your job, and bad market parameters where you might lose your job or be out of work, and keeping within those rails. But anytime that you can get cheap money, you should buy an asset with it and not fund liabilities. Okay, that was number 5. And number 6, where there is chaos, there is opportunity. Now, one of the things I'll tell you is I'm a doom and gloom guy, but doom and gloom gets me excited. I like it. I like those opportunities. When you guys are running for the hills, I'm running to go shop. When crypto drops, I'm ready to buy. Start frothing at the mouth. When the stock market drops, I'm frothing at the mouth. When the housing market, when people are scared to buy, I'm looking to buy. There is always opportunity in chaos, and knowing how to navigate chaos logically with a plan and following your plan, that is how you capitalize on these opportunities. Because a lot of people, even as bad as things are, as messed up as things are with the economies and the macro economy, the global economy, as bad as all of that is, a lot of people are going to make life-changing wealth within the next 5 to 10 years. A lot of people have already secured life-changing wealth in the past 10 years. I can attest to this. Those of you who were in the crypto market 10 years ago and didn't get washed out and are still in the market, you have already planted seeds that will be coming to fruition. Those of you who are getting into the crypto market now are planting seeds that will come into fruition. The next 5 to 10 years going to be big, because the last 5 to 10 years, even though obviously not like I get to quit my job and do YouTube and tell you guys about how I'm richer than everybody, life-changing, it definitely changed the trajectory of where I was headed and sped things up exponentially with the decisions that I made 10 years ago. And number 7, this is the last one. Assets are our allies. I say it regularly, and I coined it from Wall Street Trapper. So kudos to Wall Street Trapper for planting this seed in my head. It makes sense. It jives with the way that I was already rocking anyway. But the market is my savings account. I want everything in assets. I am dialing myself back to where I won't have in any of my accounts over $500 in cash sitting there. I'm just not going to do it. I thought it was going to be 15, but I was like, I would rather have that deductible money, that quick access money, I can have within 48 hours. There's no reason for me to have over $1,000 sitting in a checking account, especially right now, in any type of bank account, savings, any of that stuff. 4%, that's garbage in comparison to what you could be getting in comparison to the market. Because like, you're not going to have a savings account that's over the market. So for me, I keep my cash balances low. I save up within the market, and then when I'm ready to shift, I will convert that over to whatever I need. Assets. We need to value assets over Gucci belts. We need to value assets over what kind of car you drive. I also don't think that people should be subjugated to buying boring cars. But if you really about it, and you can really live under your means, and you can have a decent car, and you can buy some more assets, and then you use those assets to buy the next car, that's a different game, because now you're not paying for it out of your hard-earned money. Our assets should be funding our lifestyle, not us funding our lifestyle and then whatever's left over going into assets. You don't end up wealthy that way. So we gotta reframe the way that we're thinking. And I think these 7 tenets now, because I could expound upon this indefinitely, but keeping it concise as I could, getting down to these 7 tenets, I think that if you ingest these, you meditate on these, you think about these things, and you come to these realizations and start looking at the world around you with open eyes. Don't dive into the BS. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. Focus in and think about these 7 tenets. And then start looking at the world around you, and then you will see them. It's like putting on the goggles in that it's a really old movie, and it was like everybody was telling you to consume, and you put on these sunglasses and you could see the zombies. You'll start seeing these things, and as plain as day, you'll see them everywhere, because this is everywhere. The writing's on the wall. But you'll also be prepared to capitalize and combat these financial agendas that are being pushed upon us to create a worker class that never gets to move up. And you'll be able to start combating some of this and working your way up to get into a better position, because they're going to try to eventually lock us into wherever we're at. And you're either going to be on the wealthy side, or you're going to just be a worker. You're going to be a wage worker for forever. And I don't want that for anybody. And I think that with everything that's going on now, it is almost impossible to not have these conversations and to not put this at the forefront. So this is your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero, and these are the 7 tenets of the financial red pill. And, I'm hoping we can have some great conversations expounding around these. Definitely touch base with me in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think we need to amend this, like if we need to add to this, because just like some of the other red pill spaces, I want these financial red pill spaces. This is going to be built as a praxology. This is going to be something that's ever evolving. This is not going to be something where it's your guru telling you with the half lies and the half truths that there's only one way to do this. We're going to be building upon this together, and we're all going to start comparing notes. I'm documenting my journey. I'm hoping this motivates some of you to start documenting your journey, so that way we can create a space where we can compare notes and see what results we're getting and see what's working and see what's not working, and see if we can come up with some other ways to move this needle forward, to get this information to as many people as possible. Ways that you can support the channel, obviously, like and subscribe. You'll notice that I've got the banner rolling beneath. That way you can follow us. We're going to have some really great stuff going on over on High Value Net in the future, the short-term future. Got some stuff getting ready to come over there. But definitely tap in and give us a follow over there. You can definitely contact me anywhere on here. Obviously, if you need to email me, definitely going to be emailing me direct. It's going to be recklessraydinero@gmail.com. If you are looking for other ways to contact me, obviously the support the movement banner down there at the bottom has all the other ways that I am regularly checking. It's just me. So if you reach out to me, you will be contacted back, and it will be from me. Share the video. We're not trying to, like I said, we want to get this information and this content to as many people as possible, bring them into the fold, bring them into the ecosystem. Freaking share this and tag your favorite financial guru. Let's have the conversation. Let's compare some notes and see if any of these guys want to have legitimate conversations with people that are not at the mountaintop. But this space specifically is definitely going to be geared more towards people that are on the climb, so that we can see valid things that are happening. Valid strategies that people that are not at the mountaintop are actually implementing with results. I'm really interested to have those conversations, to build with those people, because we're the ones who are going to be affected by what's coming. The guys at the mountaintop that are telling you anything and everything, they're not affected by what's happening in these financial markets. They're not affected by the prospect of never being able to actually own a home, which is the cornerstone of the middle and working class ascending to the next levels up. Bar none, home ownership. And we have a bunch of gurus out here telling us to not own homes, that we should be renting indefinitely, that we should, at the drop of a hat, we're all just going to be moving across country, even though most people are working remote and you can live anywhere you want. There's something going on here, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I'm pretty sure that for those people who are taking this half truth, partially bad advice, when they're in the boat of never being able to own a home, and someone as dumb as myself is owning multiple homes, they're probably going to be upset. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I got a new microphone. I'm hoping the audio is good. I did some tests on it. I'm really digging it. I like the color. I like the fact that I can mute it from the mic. I don't have to actually touch the screen to mute. I can do everything on my end now when I'm not talking. So we'll see how this goes. I'm really digging this. I like the color change. It's got an internal pop filter. I'm kind of liking it. We're gonna give her a test out. I got my backup mic, but Now I have a backup mic, which is awesome. Tap in with me. Let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys in the chat. Not in the chat, in the comments, because I do check the comments. I do respond to most, I'd say all comments. I've been really good, especially since I've been more active about responding to every single comment. So drop a comment. I'll respond. Shout outs to the people who support the channel, the movement. We're going to continue moving forward. I'm going to be doubling down on making sure that I'm trying to add the most value possible. I'm really sorry for having to do a reissue, but this video got taken down and there's no way for me to get it back up. So this is an amended version. It is an updated version. This is my current iteration of this. And I think that probably the next few episodes, we're going to be actually breaking these down specifically with content that is specific to the financial red pill movement. And I'm looking forward to red pilling as many of you as possible. This is your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are tapping out. Peace.